The following is a feature presentation of the Replay Sports Channel, home for the great games. Tonight, we complete Week 10 with Sunday Night Football, a Southern Division matchup tonight in the World Football League between the 7-2 Orlando Apollos and the 4-5 Houston Roughnecks. Should be an interesting matchup between some of the young guns at quarterback in the league. Josh Allen of the Orlando Apollos and first-round draft pick of the Houston Roughnecks, Joe Burrow out of LSU. Hi, I'm Glenn Walker joining you here from Energy Stadium. The roof is closed tonight. It's a comfortable 70 degrees here in a late November matchup. This one's going to be a good Southern Division matchup. And taking a look at the standings real quick, we're going to focus on just the Southern Division, and we'll talk about the rest of the league a little bit later. As you can see, Orlando in first place. They have a 2-game lead over Tampa Bay, who played earlier today. And Orlando, with a win tonight, there's only 4 games left in the regular season, and a win tonight would definitely help them on their way to securing a Southern Division title and also a bye in the first round of the playoffs. We're just only a month away from the 2021 playoffs. Orlando has been dominant this season. We'll talk more about the Apollos here in just a moment. As you see, Houston, middle of the pack there, heading into this week. Houston out of playoff contention. They are tied with teams like Birmingham and Philadelphia and Washington. Good news, Birmingham and Washington lost today. Bad news, Philadelphia won. So Houston needs a win to try to get a hold or a fingertip grip on that number 6 playoff seed. So as I was mentioning, the Orlando Apollos, 7-2, lead the Southern Division. And as we take a look at the current playoff seedings, they have the number 2 seed. London won earlier today over at Wembley Stadium. They have the best record in all of the WFL. Orlando's number 2. They have the number 2 seed right now. So definitely Brian Flores' team still in contention with 4 weeks left after tonight. And then over in the other playoff spots, the 3 spot, Toronto, heavy at 7-3. We're going to be talking about London and Toronto a little bit later. They're going to be our future game next week. Philadelphia wins. They get the number 4 spot, followed by, coming into tonight, Tampa Bay and New York. Houston, as you can see there, they would not make the playoffs under that current standing there, but we'll see what happens tonight in tonight's game. So a little bit about the Orlando Apollos. They are basically tops in a lot of offensive and defensive categories. They have the number 2 total offense, first in the run, 7th in the pass, and they have the league's best defense. Number 1 overall, number 1 against the run, and number 5 against the pass. They are led by Josh Allen. He replaced veteran Drew Brees in the offseason, and he leads the league in touchdowns with 21. He has the league's best quarterback rating with 113.3. And he has a bevy of weapons, including Devontae Adams at wide receiver. 67 receptions so far, 2nd in the league. And across the field, the Houston Roughnecks. They have struggled this season. They're at 4-5, just below 500. Romeo Cornell in his first stint at the helm, previous coaching experience with Birmingham. They do struggle on offense and defense. One of their bright spots so far has been the running of Nick Chubb. His 765 yards has him 3rd in the league in rushing yardage. He has the best running average, is 6.5 yards per attempt, and 8 touchdowns rushing. So he is a bright spot for them. Also, the team turned to Joe Burrow last week against St. Louis and defeated St. Louis 27-13 in his first outing. Burrow 18 of 36, 154 yards and a touchdown. So Matt Ryan, longtime starter, was replaced. Joe Burrow given the opportunity to begin playing now. So that's kind of some of the storylines heading into tonight's game. Let's head on down to the field where the captains will be meeting with referee Sean Smith and getting ready for the coin toss. Houston wins the toss. They decide to receive. And Orlando will be preparing to kick off. Jake Elliott will be handling the kickoff duties. Orlando in their visiting white uniforms, white jerseys, white pants, blue numerals, blue helmets. Houston, the home team, red jerseys, gray pants, blue numerals, and with the gray silverish looking helmets. Back deep to receive is Agnew. And we're about to get this one underway. This is going to be a deep kick by Elliott. Agnew's going to take it in the middle of the end zone. Has a good return. Has some room. Pops through a hole at the 30. Finally brought down at the 35. So let's go ahead and take a look at that Houston offense for you. Currently coming in at 13th overall. 12th rushing attack, 14th passing attack. Chubb and Penny are the running backs. Brandon Cooks, Zach Pascal are the wide receivers. Veteran Rob Gronkowski coming back from a year's retirement, used to be with Chicago, signs a one-year contract with Houston. Joe Burrow, his first home start here as he hears it from the crowd, from LSU. At tackles, Teron Armstead and Rob Havenstein. Left guards, a rookie, John Simpson, and right guard, James Hurst. And Alex Mack, the veteran, will be hiking the ball at center. 1st and 10, balls placed at the Houston 35. We're just underway here in Houston. They'll shift to a one running back setup. Chubb is the lone setback. Burrow under center, back to pass. Short, flat pass, tipped by David at the line. Incomplete. It was intended for Chubb. Brings up 2nd and 10. Let's take a look at that Orlando defense. Number 1 in the league. Allows just 21 points a game. Defensive ends, Stephen Tuitt, Justin Houston. Tackles, Fletcher Cox and Eric Armstead. The linebackers outside, Alden Smith and the rookie Josh Uche. Middle linebacker, Levante David, who we just mentioned on the play. Cornerbacks, Marlon Humphrey and the free agent acquisition, Shaquille Griffin, came over to Orlando in the offseason. And the safeties are Logan Ryan and Ronnie Harrison Jr. 2nd and 10 for Houston. They're moving right to left across your screen. Chubb will remain as the lone setback. He'll get the handoff, trying to go to the left side of the line, gets a few yards past the 40. Tuitt pancakes him at the 42. Brings up 3rd and short for Houston. Orlando's defense, tough to run on, tough to pass on. Orlando and Houston have met previously this season, way back in week 2. Orlando, no problems with Houston over at the Citrus Bowl, 42-16. Both teams coming off wins last week. They'll empty out the backfield for Burrow now. He's going to step back into the pistol formation. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Cooks, Hamler, Pascal, and Agnew are the wide receivers. Calling out the signals. Burrow back to pass. Looking. He's going to check down to Gronkowski, but he drops the pass. Brings up 4th and 3 in the punting unit led by Logan Cook. So 3 and out to start things here for Houston tonight. Back deep to receive for Orlando, DJ Reed. Want to welcome some of our new subscribers to our YouTube channel here on the Replay Sports channel. We want to welcome Danny, Baseball Demos, and Robert. Thank you so much for signing up this week to Replay Sports channel and for joining us in the broadcast tonight. Logan Cook back to punt, Reed back deep. Cook aiming for the sideline. This is going to go inside the 20 and out of bounds at the 19. So we'll get a first look at the Orlando Apollo's offensive unit led by Josh Allen. Allen off to a good start. 236 completions, 341 attempts, 69% completion percentage, 2,506 yards. Leads the league in touchdown passes with 21, heading into today. Let's take a look at the rest of that offense. Gus Edwards, Gabe Neighbors are the running backs. Taysom Hill, slash wide receiver, slash running back, slash quarterback. He'll line up initially at wide receiver. Devontae Adams, an excellent wide receiver. Tight end will be T.J. Hawkinson. Tackles, Mekhi Becton, the #1 overall pick for Orlando, and Mike Remmers. Guards are Brandon Scherf and Mark Glowinski, and the center is Ted Karras. We'll take a look at that Houston defense in just a moment as Allen walks them up to the line, looks over the defense. They'll shift to the 1 running back formation. Over 72,000 here inside Energy Stadium here tonight on a late November evening. Calling out the signals. Allen. Play action. Back to pass. Completes to Adams at the 25. And we have an injury. Edwards. Gus Edwards, the running back, holding his right elbow. He's going to go over to the sideline. That's not good. Losing your running back on the first play. He will be replaced by Chris Carson. Chris Carson, kind of in a backup role this season. He'll get instant duty here on 2nd and 3. Let's take a quick look at that Houston defense. Jerry Hughes and Benson Mayona are the defensive ends. The tackles are David Onyemanada and the other defensive tackle, Flora Unso Fatukase. Say that 3 times real fast. The outside linebackers, Matt Milano, Jalen Smith, middle linebacker, Terrell Adams. Cornerbacks, Javarius Ward, Dante Jackson. And then the safeties, Deron Harmon and Darian Thompson. Houston defense coming into tonight's game 16th overall, 15th against the run, 15th against the pass. 2nd and 3 for the visiting Apollos. They're moving left to right across the screen. They'll shift to a 3 wide receiver set. Allen's going to move into the gun. Carson's the lone setback. Allen, with time, completes to Hill near the 35. Hill's going to pick up enough for a first down. King with the stop at the 41. Carson will remain in the game at running back. 1st and 10 from the Orlando 41. We're just underway here from Houston. Pitch left to Carson, looking for room. He's past the 45 into midfield, and he gains a first down. Finally brought down by Adams. They'll mark the ball at the Houston 48. So in just 3 plays, Orlando has penetrated enemy territory. They'll shift to the 2 tight end formation. Hawkinson and Stalker are the 2 tight ends. Carson the lone setback. Allen back to pass, looking for Carson in the flat, but he's a little bit too far ahead of him there. Incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10. Brings up 11:58 to go here. Opening quarter, the Southern Division matchup between Orlando and Houston. Hill, Adams, and Lockett are the 3 wide receivers. Allen has some time, completes it to Lockett down the sideline at the 30. He is brought down there somewhere around the 29. Taysom Hill comes up hurt. He's making his way quickly over to the sideline. So first we have the running back Gus Edwards getting hurt, and now Taysom Hill, kind of the Swiss Army knife of this Orlando offense. So it's a 20-yard gain for Lockett. Ball will be placed at the Houston 28. 1st and 10 for Orlando. I formation now behind Allen. Hand off to Carson, off tackle right, past the 25. Smith will spin him down to 21. We have an injured Houston player, and that one looks to be Dante Jackson, the quarterback, and he's limping off the field, getting immediate attention by the Houston medical staff. Brings up 2nd and 3. Ball will be placed at the Houston 21. Allen moving back into the shotgun. Carson the lone set back behind him. Hawkinson moves out wide. Back to pass Allen. Complete. No, incomplete. Incomplete. He was intended for Hawkinson. There's a lot of red shirts there that help bat it down. Brings up 3rd and 3. 11 and a half minutes to go here. Opening quarter, no score between the Apollos and the Roughnecks here on Sunday Night Football. Empty backfield behind Allen. Fuller, Adams, Lockett, and Metcalf are the 4 wide receivers. Man in motion. Snap. Allen throws, looking for Fuller, but it's incomplete. Trying to get him on a crossing pattern there, but it's incomplete. Brings up 4th and 3, and we're going to get to see Jake Elliott attempt a field goal. He's 11 of 15 so far this season, 73.3% kicker. This one will probably be from around 39 yards. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is no good. It is no good. So he misses the attempt, and Houston will benefit from that. They get the ball at their own 28 with 11:20 to go. Brian Flores missing an opportunity there. Brian Flores in his 3rd season as head coach of Orlando. He's compiled a 21-17 record so far. Last season ended very quickly. They lost in the wild card game, and they're hoping to go a little bit further in the season this year. Houston will get the ball. Joe Burrow's 2nd possession. Chubb and Penny are the running backs. Handoff. Chubb off tackle left. Gain of 2 yards. David pancakes him there at about the 30-yard line. Houston will now move to the 2 tight end formation. Chubb's the lone setback on 2nd and 8. Gronkowski and Njoku are the tight ends. Burrow back to pass. Short over the middle to Njoku. He picks up the 1st down. Tackled by Thompson. 1st and 10. Ball at the Houston 39. 10 and a half minutes to go here in the 1st quarter. No score if you're just joining us. Orlando's first opportunity to score resulted in a missed field goal by Jake Elliott. Johnson now in at running back for Houston. Burrow, play action, back to pass, completes over to Pascal at the 50, and it's another 1st down. Tripped up by Shaquille Griffin. Ball will be officially placed at the Orlando 49. Houston, formerly known as the Gamblers, are coached by Romeo Cornell. He's in his 1st season with the Roughnecks. 26 and 48 overall coming into today. From 2005 to 2008, he was head coach at Birmingham before being replaced by Sean Payton. Just under 10 minutes to go, 1st quarter. Burrow's going to move to the shotgun now. Johnson remains in at running back. Back to pass. Looks over the middle. Finds Cooks. Cooks is close to a 1st down. Sean Smith, the referee's going to award it to him. So a gain of 10. Move the ball to the Orlando 39. So on their 2nd drive of the night, Houston is moving further than they did on their initial drive. Stay in the 3 wide receiver set. Quickly back to the line. Burrow has time, looking to throw a screen to Johnson, but Levante David so far all over the field. He deflects that one. Incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10. Burrow from the pistol. Draw play to David Johnson. Johnson's going to pick up a first down. Orlando missed that one. Griffin finally gets, he misses the tackle. Ryan finally gets the stop there. Nearing the halfway point of the first quarter, no score, but Houston looking to threaten to score here on their second drive. Cooks, Hamler, and Pascal are the wide receivers for Houston. Back to pass. Burrow with time, looking for Hamler, but it was way over his head. Incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10. Chubb will come in to replace Johnson. They'll move to a 2 tight end formation now. Chubb gets the handoff, off tackle left. He's at to the 25. David trips him up at the 23. We'll bring up a 3rd and 6. Empty backfield for Houston. From the pistol, Burrow with time, looking, finds Agnew inside the 20. He's knocked out of bounds by Kirkpatrick. He picks up the first down. We also have an injured player for Houston. It's the right tackle, Rob Havenstein. He was grabbing his ribs. Definitely in some discomfort there. And we'll try to find out in between periods there about the other injuries. Gus Edwards and Taysom Hill, the injuries the Orlando players suffered during their first drive. It brings up 1st and 10. Ball be placed at the Orlando 16. Chubb is in at running back. I formation behind Burrow. 10th play of the drive. Chubb gets the handoff, off tackle left. He's into the 15. Finally brought down by Egwoven at the 11. Brings up 2nd and 5. Burrow back in the pistol now. Johnson back in at running back. With time, we have a penalty flag down. Completes the pass to Hamler. Hamler is shoved out of bounds. He's got the first down, but let's wait and see what the call is here. Sean Smith is our referee tonight. Entered the league back in 2015. He's been a referee since 2019. So the official call from Sean, holding on the offense. So that play does not count. Orlando is going to be pushed back to Houston's going to be pushed back to the Orlando 21, and it'll bring up 2nd and 15. Houston with 3 wide receivers set. Burrow into the pistol. Johnson the lone setback. Burrow back to pass. Completes to Agnew at the 15. And there's a fumble. And I believe Orlando has recovered it. Oh my. Agnew made the catch, and then he just gets nailed by Reed. Reed with an amazing tackle there, pops the ball, and Reed gets his own fumble recovery. So Reed with the forced fumble and the fumble recovery. So what looked to be a surefire scoring drive for Houston ends up in a turnover. And they're hearing it from the Boo Birds here, from the 72,000 in attendance tonight at Energy Stadium. Orlando get the ball back with 5:21 to go here in the first quarter. Still no score between the Apollos and the Roughnecks. Carson still in at running back from the I formation. Allen pitches right to Carson. Carson hit deep in the backfield. Loss of yardage. And we also have an injured Orlando player, and that's Devontae Adams. Oh, man, that does not look good. Devontae Adams, second in the league with receptions, with 67 coming into today's game, is leaving the game. He's taking his helmet off. That does not look good. So a loss of 4 pushes Orlando back to their own 9-yard line. Just over 5 minutes to go here. Accumulating injuries happening here in our ball game tonight. The Apollos switch to the 2 tight end formation. Hawkinson and Stalker are the tight ends. Back to pass. Allen, looking for Stalker, but the ball is tipped by Mutlin, the cover man. Bring up 3rd and 14. 3rd and 14, just over 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. In the Houston Roughnecks, the early scoreline, I think, or her early storyline, I think we could say here, is that the Roughnecks, despite being a below 500 ball club, are holding their own here against the more impressive Orlando, at least coming in, 7-2 record coming into tonight's game. Empty backfield now behind Allen. Hill is back into the game. So whatever injury was, he's recovered from. With time, pass is complete to Fuller. It's going to be way short of the first down. Only a gain of 9 yards on the pass to Fuller, so it brings up 4th and 5. And so the Apollos will be forced to punt. As we go through tonight's game, we'll kind of look at the Western Conference as well. As we head into the final month of the regular season, we begin to see some of how the playoff pictures gelling together. The teams that definitely have the chance, and then the other teams who probably won't. So into punt, Johnny Hecker. Agnew is deep to receive. Hecker from his own 4 gets a deep one away. Agnew gets a very good return. Finally stopped by Karras at the Houston 45. So some great field position there for the Roughnecks. Last week, as we said, the Roughnecks upset St. Louis 27-13. Burrow in his first action as a starting quarterback. Also had help from Nick Chubb, 21 carries, 208 yards, and 1 touchdown. So far, Chubb's carried the ball for 4 carries for 18 yards. Early days, though. 4:20 to go, first quarter, no score. Three-man wide receiver setup. Burrow's going to go to the pistol. Johnson in at running back. Cooks. Burrow back to pass. Looking for Cooks, but he can't come up with it. Incomplete. Brings up 4th and 13. So far in the night, Burrow 5 of 10, 46 yards. Burrow definitely seen as the heir apparent to longtime veteran Matt Ryan. And really, these two teams are very similar. Both teams have had veterans. In Orlando's case, Drew Brees. Atlanta's case, Matt Ryan. And now both teams, front offices looking to the future. Josh Allen brought in last year for the Apollos, and then, of course, this season, Joe Burrow brought in for the Roughnecks. 2nd and 10, ball at the Houston 45. Burrow has time. Again, looking near side to Cooks, but it's incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 10. Houston will go empty backfield now. Burrow with time, looking, and that's incomplete. Burrows and the wide receivers just not on the same page right now. And that's 5 bad passes so far today for Burrow. So, Griffin. Shaquille Griffin shaken up. He was holding his left thumb there. So he might be out for the game. That does not look good. So injuries piling up for Orlando. But they do force a stop. Houston goes 3 and out, forced to punt. Cook once again to punt. Reed the deep man. And this one's just going to reach the 20. 35-yard punt. Let's take a quick look at the injury report. Let's go to our sideline reporter, see what's going on. So the word is Devontae Adams with his injury that looks like it's going to be 2 weeks. And then Shaquille Griffin. That one does not look good. Thumb injury. It might be the rest of the regular season for him. We did see Taysom Hill go back into the game, which is a good sign. But Devontae Adams, your best wide receiver, probably going to miss half of the remaining games. There are 4 games left after tonight in the regular season. That's another important reason why you want to get the bye as well, is to get that time off for players to recover. This time this season, everybody's hurt. 2 tight end formation for Josh Allen and the Orlando Apollos. 3:55 to go in a slow-moving first quarter. Hawkinson and Stocker are the tight ends. Play action to Carson. Allen with time, and the ball's batted at the line. Fatukasi tips it. Fatukasi, the defensive lineman, tips that one, brings up 2nd and 10. Josh Allen so far, 4 of 9 for 51 yards. Chris Carson had to come in for Gus Edwards, and we haven't got a report on Edwards, if he's coming back in the game or not. Carson so far, 3 carries for 14 yards. Hawkinson will move up into the slot position. Carson the lone setback. Allen back to pass. Completes. No. Hawkinson drops it. Hawkinson with a case of the dropsies there. Closely guarded by Gardner. Johnson brings up 3rd and 10. So if you're a Houston fan and you're going into this game thinking Orlando's favored by 3, Orlando's got the better record, you look at this score now, you got to be thinking, man, Houston's doing great. They're off to a good start. It's a scoreless game. Anybody's game. Orlando will go to a 4 wide receiver set. Allen calling out the signals. Back to pass. Looking, completes to Hill at the 30. He's got a first down. Tackle made by Burris. 3.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Back to the 2 tight end formation. Allen with time, looking for Hawkinson, and that pass may have been intercepted. They ruled it incomplete on the ground. Romeo Cornell's got the red hanky out. They're going to challenge it. And Smith consults with the tablet, and it is a interception. So Eric Wilson, the outside linebacker, gets his 2nd interception of the season. So Orlando turns the ball over for the first time. Great field possession for Houston. They'll start at the Orlando 39 with just under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. No score here late in the first quarter between Orlando and Houston. Chubb and Penny are the running backs. Burrow hands off the ball to Chubb. He's past the 35. Iguodala with a tackle at the 33, so a gain of 6 yards for Chubb. Brings up 2nd and 4. 3 wide receiver set for Houston. See if momentum is moving Houston's way now after that turnover by Orlando. Burrows from the gun, has time, looks near side to Cooks to finally get a completion together. He reaches to the 20. They say he steps out to the 19. Humphrey gets the credit for the tackle. Gain of 14 yards. And Houston has reached the red zone. Red zone opportunities for Houston. They are 12th in the league. with an 88% completion percentage in the red zone. Orlando's defense, 8th in the league, 84% successful at preventing scoring in the red zone. I formation behind Burrows. Just over 2 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Chubb will get the handoff, off tackle right, past the 15, past the 10. Finally brought down by Humphrey at the 5. First and goal, Houston. And this Houston crowd's really starting to get into it now. Chubb will get the call once again, and he's going to be met by a bunch of white jerseys there. They'll mark him at the 6, a loss of 1 yard. And they're going to let the time expire for the first quarter. So we'll have second and goal as we begin the second quarter in just a few moments. Getting ready to start the second quarter. Just a reminder, we complete week 11 next week, the weekend before Thanksgiving, with a really good game. Metropolitan Division matchup. London Knights, 9-1 best record in the WFL, versus the 7-3 Toronto Hitmen. A good quarterback battle there between those two. London pretty much has the opportunity not only to seal the Metropolitan Division, but also probably wrap up number 1 seed. And Toronto, right now sitting at a 3 seed in the Eastern Conference, really could use a win here against a division opponent, a conference opponent, if they want to get that number 1 seed. So Toronto still in the hunt there for that. So that'll be our game coming up next week to end week 11. And then baseball fans, who haven't forgot about you, our Major League Baseball 1967 replay, Saturday afternoon game of the week. We're going to head back to Metropolitan Stadium. We like Minneapolis. So we're going to stay there for the Twins playing host to the Chicago White Sox. The American League getting into the final 2 months of the season. The White Sox and the Twins will play on a Saturday afternoon in early August. So become a subscriber to our Replay Sports channel. That way you get notifications when we're going to do live broadcasts, when you're going to get episodes like this that drop, and be sure to check us out. All right, so let's take a look at the first quarter statistics from this one. It was a slow-moving first quarter, but an interesting one. Orlando, only 76 net yards. Houston, time of possession, over 10 minutes, and no score. Going into this game, if you followed the WFL, you would think Orlando would be ahead 7-0, 14-0 by this point. But Houston surprising us all here. All right, so we head into the second frame of the game. Houston with the ball, second and goal, ball at the Orlando 6. Houston in red, moving right to left across your screen. Chubb is the deep running back behind Penny. Transfers the ball to Chubb. He's inside the 5. Ryan with the tackle at the 1. Brings up third and goal. Ball at the 1 yard line. And Romeo Cornell's going to bring in the big heavies, the road graders, the big boys, to line up on that line to try to gain that piece of territory. 1 yard separates them from the goal line. Nick Chubb so far today, 8 carries, 42 yards. Joe Burrow, 6 passes for 13 attempts, 60 yards. Burrow under center, man in motion, handoff, Chubb, he's crossed the line. Touchdown, Roughnecks, 9th touchdown of the season for Nick Chubb. The league leader in touchdowns. A little spike in the end zone there. Celebration. And Houston has taken the lead. Let's take a look at that again in slow-mo. You had the motion to kind of draw the play away to the right side. Chubb gets handoff, goes left side. Great blocking there by the Houston offensive line. So on to kick the extra point, Daniel Carson. And it is up. It is good. Houston leads at 7-0 here early in the second quarter. 6-play, 39-yard drive just consumes 3.5 minutes. Chubb, 1-yard touchdown. And Houston leading by 7-0. Orlando offense trying to get it back together here. Carlson back to kick. Reed is the deep man for Orlando. It's a short kick. Reed will take it from his own 2. And he's finally brought down at about the 22-yard line. Orlando last week, they played San Antonio. San Antonio, of course, we know the story there. Horrible season. They are now 1-9. They were officially eliminated from playoff contention. Surprise, surprise. Josh Allen had a great game last week. 26 of 37, 262 yards, 3 touchdowns. They come into this game having won 2 games in a row. Now that streak is in jeopardy. And there's always that talk, especially among reporters, about the look-ahead game. Orlando will be playing Tampa Bay next week. That war on I-4. Those 2 teams, the 2 towns, the battles that take place there. So you had the easy game against San Antonio, and then you've got the one of the 2 games that you look forward to every year. And you had Houston in the middle. So it would be an interesting question to ask Brian Flores after this game is over. Carson's still in at running back. We haven't heard a report yet on Gus Edwards. Carson's in the I formation. He'll get the handoff. Gets to the 25. Gain of 5 yards on the play. Meanwhile, Houston, they will play San Antonio next week. Second and 5 for Orlando. They're moving left to right across your screen. Carson's still in at running back in the I formation. He'll get the ball, trying to reach the 30, but he's shoved out of bounds before he can get to the 30-yard line. Mayowa is the one who pushed him out. Taysom Hill heading back to the sidelines. And it looks like it's an ankle issue. He's having some issues with the ankle. He's heading over to the medical tent there, where they're going to take a look at him. Brings up 3rd and 3 for Orlando. They empty out the backfield. Allen will be in the pistol formation. Has time. Completes it to Lockett. That's going to be very close to the first down. The ruling on the field is he got the first down, but Romeo Crennel with that red hanky again. Let's see if he can win another challenge. And Romeo does. New York instant replay. The league office says it was not complete for the first down. So he didn't reach the gain. Now, Brian Flores is going to keep the offense out there on 4th and inches from the Orlando 32. Houston fans get to their feet trying to cheer on that defense. Full house setup for Orlando. See if Allen tries to sneak this one in. Allen across the line. Gets the first down. So Brian Flores, already down 7-0, knows that Orlando needs some kind of a spark here to get motivated. Looks like he made the right call. Brings up 1st and 10. Carson now the lone setback. Behind Allen. Back to pass. Fires a screen to Carson at the 30. He's to the 40. He's got a first down. Finally, brought down near the 35-yard line. I'm sorry, the 45-yard line. Fatukasi is going out. Looks like an apparent shoulder injury for Houston. But it is 1st and 10 for Orlando. They're getting near midfield. 12:17 to go before halftime. They'll shift into a 3 wide receiver format. Allen in trouble in the pocket. He's going to have to take off and run. He does gain a couple of yards. Mayowa finally brings him down at the Orlando 48. Brings up 2nd and 8. Carson again in the I formation. He'll get the handoff, off tackle right. He gets across midfield before being tackled by Shelton. They're at the Houston 47, brings up 3rd and 3. They'll empty out the backfield on 3rd and 3. Allen calling the signals. Back to pass. Finds Jones at the 40. Jones gets the 1st down. Marvin Jones Jr. makes a great catch there to keep the drive alive. Back to the I formation. Orlando getting that 4th down completion back at their own 32 seems to be the spark they needed. I formation behind Allen. Carson with the carry. Gets past the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him credit for 3. Thompson is going to be credited with the tackle. 10th play of the drive coming up. We're just under 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Houston surprisingly leads this game 7-0. If you're just joining us. Three wide receiver set. Allen from the pistol. Back to pass. Has time. Completes it to Lockett at the 30. Steps out of bounds at the 28. I think he had a little help there by Mullen with the little shove. Brings up 1st and 10. Orlando finding the right mix of run and pass on this drive. And it's successful. Allen will line up under center. Carson the lone setback. Play action. Allen time, throws, incomplete. Was looking for Fuller, but Fuller had a pair of red jerseys there on top of him. And that didn't work. Brings up 2nd and 10. Ball's at the Houston 27. 8:33 left in the second quarter. Allen will move to the pistol formation. Carson's the lone setback. Has time, looking, fires to Carson in the backfield. Carson is close to a 1st down. He's brought down by Adams at the 18. So it's 3rd and 1 for Orlando. And they're going to bring out that big boy package again. In motion, right side. Carson gets the handoff. He's past the line of scrimmage, and he's going to get a little more. 15, finally brought down by Thompson at the 9. It's 1st and goal, Orlando. 7.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Since having to come in for the injured Gus Edwards, Carson, 8 carries, 38 yards, 2 receptions for 21 yards. Carson's getting the workload today. I formation behind Allen. Handoff to Carson, off tackle left. Gain of a couple. He's whipped down by Mullen at the 7. That Houston defense, hand on their hips, and they are exhausted. 15th play of the drive coming up. As of now, Orlando's been on the field. The Orlando offense has been on the field now for over 7 minutes. It's been a long drive. Orlando will move to the 3-man set. Carson finally gets a break. He gets to go to the sideline and get some oxygen. Neighbors will come in at fullback. Allen from the pistol. Orlando looking to tie the game up. Throws, corner of the end zone, incomplete. Fuller was there at the goal line, but closely guarded by Chavarius Ward. Brings up 3rd and goal, 6:16 to go in the second quarter. Orlando trying to tie the game at 7. 3 wide receiver set. Houston defensive players trying to get the fans to make some noise there in that end of the end zone. Allen, back to pass, looking for that corner of the end zone again. Pass is complete to Hawkinson at the 4. He's over the goal line, touchdown. Touchdown, Orlando. That's the 27th touchdown of the season for Josh Allen, and Orlando is in business. Take a look at that play again. See, Hawkinson was in the slot, then he moves outside, hangs on to the ball, and gets across the goal line. Carlson on to kick the extra point to tie the game. I'm sorry, Elliott makes the tie. Getting my kickers mixed up here. So we have a tie game. Orlando 7, Houston 7, with just over 6 minutes left to go here in the first half. A 16-play, 78-yard drive, taking up almost 8 minutes of the quarter, and we have a tie game. Houston defensive players are all on that sideline trying to get a breather. Elliott to kick off. Short kickoff. Pascal takes it from his own 1, gets to about the 30. There is a flag on the play. Sean Smith's going to let us know that was an illegal block, and it's going to be coming back. So the ball will be placed all the way down at the Houston 13-yard line. 6:02 to go. 1st and 10 for Houston. Two tight ends set up for Houston. Gronkowski and Njoku. Burrow with time. Completes it to Njoku at the 20. Close to that first down. Brought down by Thompson. Gain of 9 yards. And we hear that Gus Edwards for Orlando is going to be coming back in shortly. He is cleared to play. So good news for Orlando. I formation behind Burrow. Chubb will get the handoff. Met at the line, and he did not get the first down. Brings up 3rd and inches. And they're going to have to bring in the big boys again. Chubb is the deep back, trying to pick up the first down. And it looks like he did. Yes, he did. Armstead would stop at the 24, but not before he gets the first down. We're under 5 minutes now. Game tied at 7. Johnson will come in at running back, give Chubb a breather. Johnson up the middle. Gain of about 3 yards. Armstead with the tackle brings up 2nd and 7. Very much impressed with how Houston has played so far today. Johnson the lone setback. Burrow in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers set on 2nd and 7. Burrow back to pass. Looking. Fires incomplete. Looking for Cooks. Him and Cooks have just had some issues connecting tonight. Brings up 3rd and 7. They'll go empty backfield. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Man in motion, and Burrow is sacked. Burrow brought down immediately by Cox. That's the first sack of the night of Burrow. Brings up 4th and 9. Orlando gets a big stop there and forces Houston to punt with just over 3 minutes to go until halftime. Cook out to punt. Reed is the deep man, standing at his own 36. Reed finally gets the ball to 21 and stopped at the Orlando 25. 2:23 to go. We'll be coming up on the 2-minute warning very shortly. Both teams have their full complements of timeouts. And thinking strategy here, Orlando would be getting the ball to start the second half. So Houston won the coin toss, and they had first possession. So good strategy for Brian Flores here. Get a score before halftime and then get the ball again to start the second half. Allen back in the shotgun. Calling the play. Back to pass. Screen to Neighbors in the backfield. He is close to a first down. Pickup of 9, and they're going to try to hurry to get one more play off before the 2-minute warning. Allen rushing them to the line. Will he get the play off in time? He does not. He does not. 2-minute warning. Orlando 7, Houston 7. As we head to the 2-minute warning. It gives us time to tell you a little bit about some of the other goings on. Taking a quick look at the Western Conference. St. Louis's loss. St. Louis at 7-3. They lead the Central Division. They have a game lead over Detroit and Memphis. Chicago and Denver about another week or so away from being officially eliminated from playoff contention. Over in the Pacific Division, however, you've got a close battle between Oakland and the surprise team of the Pacific Division, Las Vegas. Las Vegas 6-4, tied with Oakland. And then Mexico City and Los Angeles, both at 4-6. Arizona, the defending Pantheon Bowl champions, Arizona are 3-7 and could be eliminated from even qualifying for the playoffs. That has not happened to a defending Pantheon Bowl champion in quite a long time. So taking a quick, while we're finishing up the 2-minute warning intermission here, take a look at the Western Conference. Here how the playoff picture looks finishing up in Week 10. St. Louis right now. St. Louis with Chip Kelly on the hot seat coming into the season. They have the number 1 seed in the Western Conference as it stands right now. Oakland with the number 2 seed. Detroit at number 3 after that big loss down at Tampa Bay. Tom Brady just crushed them 41-14. Memphis, surprising Memphis Express with the number 4 seed, and Las Vegas, and as of today, Mexico City with the 2 wild card spots, 5 and 6 respectively. Las Vegas, really though, the surprise team, I think, in the West, and also the teams that are struggling to even make the playoffs. And we're, again, getting into that last month of the season, we're really going to start to see, the picture's going to come into focus, if you will, of who is getting into the playoffs, and then get into the question, how much do you rest starters? Do you play starters? Do you risk starters getting hurt before the start of the playoffs? So all that fun stuff, and of course we'll have that for you as we move along. So the 2-minute warning is over. Orlando's going to go to the empty backfield. They're tied 7-7. It's very much a surprise. A lot of people would have thought Orlando would be dominating in this game over Houston. They were 3-point road favorites heading into this contest tonight. Hill back into the game for Orlando, getting that ankle retaped on the sidelines earlier. Allen's pass is tapped at the line, but Mayo, it's incomplete, brings up 3rd and 1. Just under the 2-minute mark now. Just need to pick up 1 yard. Back in the shotgun. Allen back to pass. And he was looking for Hawkinson, but that may have been, yes, pass interference. Gardner Johnson got in there a little early on Hawkinson. So Sean Smith rules pass interference on Houston. That'll give a first down to Orlando. And Romeo Cornell's just throwing up his hands. Look, we had these guys done. Had them off the field. We were going to get the ball back. And then you have the PI. So it's 1st and 10. Minute 51 to go before halftime. Orlando has the ball at its own 39. They get to keep their offense out there. Allen going to try to work the clock, try to get a score to take the lead at halftime, and then get the ball back to start the second half. From the shotgun, Allen back to pass, completes to Hill at the 50. Burns will bring him down there immediately afterwards. Hurry up offense now for Allen as the players race to set up. Allen calling the play quickly. We have a flag on the play. Pass is complete to Hill. We have a stop of the clock here. Let's see what we got. We have an encroachment call on the defense. So they're gonna accept the 5-yard penalty. They'll keep it at first down. So they're gonna give up 2 yards there. Ball will be placed at the Houston 45. Less than 90 seconds to go here. And I gotta be wondering if Brian Flores is going to be thinking touchdown here because, Elliott missed that field goal attempt earlier in the game. So, wonder if that's going to be going through his mind. Four wide receiver set. Allen standing at his own 50. Completes the pass to Metcalf. He's got room to run. He's going to go in, touchdown. DK Metcalf, 45-yard touchdown. And just like that, Orlando takes their first lead of the night. Let's take a look at that one again. There was a missed coverage in there somewhere. So coming in from the slot, and yeah, someone's going to get a talking to at halftime. Somebody missed some coverage there. Elliott on for the point after. Kick is up and good. So the minute 14 left, Orlando working that 2-minute offense. 6 plays, 75 yards. Allen, second touchdown pass of the night, 45-yard touchdown pass to Metcalf. And Orlando leads at 14-7. Houston will get the ball. They have a minute 14 to go and all 3 other timeouts. We'll see what Joe Burrow can do using the 2-minute drill. Agnew's kick return will put the ball at the Houston 29 with 67 seconds left in the first half. Empty backfield for Burrow. Burrow calling the signal. Back to pass. He's going to look deep. Oh, and a hit. Complete to Hamler, but a hit by Kirkpatrick jarred it loose. Oh, that would have been a nice reception. Minute 2 left to go in the first half. Burrow, 7 of 16 for 69 yards so far in this game. Back to pass again. Completes it to Cooks. Past the 35. Bring up 3rd and 1. Try to hang on to their timeouts. They're going to hurry up to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 1. Burrow with time. Oh, he was looking for Gronkowski, but it's incomplete. Incomplete. Brings up 4th and 1. And Houston's going to bring out the punting unit. Romeo's thinking, okay, I'm down by 7. I don't want to be down by 14. So Cook's just going to kick this one away. Orlando's thinking maybe a return. And that's what Reed does. Caught it at the 21, brings it to the Orlando 29. We'll see what they do here. Looks like they're going to kneel down. They're getting the ball back to start the second half. So I think that's what's going to happen here. Josh Allen is going to kneel down. And that's what he's going to do. Let's call it a first half. Orlando probably wants some things to talk about at halftime, make some adjustments. They lead it 14-7 here at halftime. And we're nearing the end of halftime here between Orlando and Houston. We're going to be starting the third quarter here shortly. Just kind of give you those halftime statistics. Orlando has a 14-7 lead. Second quarter, a little bit better for Orlando. As you can see in the statistics there, Allen 14 of 24, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns, did have the 1 interception. Joe Burrow 8 of 18, 78 yards so far on the night. Preparing to kick off for Houston. Daniel Carlson back deep for Orlando is Reed. And this is going to be a deep kickoff. Reed's going to let that one go through the end zone. And it's a touchback. Orlando will start at their own 20. Two tight end formation for Josh Allen as we begin quarter number 3. Play action to Edwards, who's back in the game. Deep pass, complete to Hawkinson. Pass midfield. Pulls it down. Harmon finally makes the touchdown-saving tackle by the ankle. 40-yard completion right out of the gate here to start the third quarter. A huge pass to the tight end, Hawkinson. Orlando will shift to the I formation. Edwards off tackle left past the 40. And we have another injured player. Nope, Mayo is fine. He's going to get up. That's Edwards' first carry of the game. He was in for a little bit of the first quarter but had to leave and missed most of the first quarter and all of the second quarter. He's back to play now. And talking about injuries, Orlando has have a significant injury list. Damian Harris, the other running back, out for 6 weeks. Tight end Blake Jarwin out for the season. Offensive line, Richie Incognito with a toe injury. Ron Stanley, the tackle, elbow injury. Taylor Lewan, an all-star player, dealing with a back injury. Looks like he's going to be gone for another 3 weeks. And then, of course, on the defensive side, several injuries there. Ronnie Harmon Jr. had been dealing with an ankle injury as well. So 2nd and 7, ball at the Houston 37, 14:07 left to go as Orlando leads 14-7. Got a common theme going there. 2 tight end setup for Orlando. Edwards is the lone setback. Back to pass. Oh! And Allen was sacked, but there's a flag immediately on the play. And there was a face mask there on the play. So they're going to apply 15 yards. Houston's been penalized 5 times for 48 yards. Orlando has yet to be penalized. Ball's moved to the Houston 22. Brings up 1st and 10. Lone setback is Edwards. 2 tight end formation. Play action. Pass. Complete to Hill at the 10. It'll be 1st down. 1st and goal, Orlando. First drive of the third quarter. 14-yard gain. Ball will be placed at the 8-yard line. They'll move to a 3 wide receiver format. Carson comes into the game for the first time in the second half, giving Edwards a break. 3 wide receivers for Orlando. Allen with time, back to pass, looking, firing, incomplete. That was nearly picked off by Adams. Now bring up 2nd and goal. He was looking for Carson underneath on that play. 2nd and goal. Just underway here, 3rd quarter. Orlando leads at 14-7. And before we get the playoff, there is a penalty and false start on the center. Ted Karras moved the ball back to the Houston 13. First penalty on the Apollos tonight. Allen back in the pistol. Back to pass. Completes it to Lockett at the 5 and brought down near the 4. Ward, clutching his stomach, is hobbling off for Houston. 3rd and goal. Ball at the Houston 4. 12.5 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Taking a look at 3rd down conversions, Orlando is 5 of 8 on 3rd downs. Houston 3 of 7. Carson will stay in the backfield along with Allen. Three wide receivers set. Allen in trouble, shifts to the right, throws back towards Hawkinson. It's incomplete. Brings up 4th down, and out will come Jake Elliott. He missed a 38-yard field goal attempt earlier. This time should be from 22. Kick is up and through. They'll credit him officially with a 21-yard field goal attempt. And Orlando leads by 10. 17-7, 12:24 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Orlando gets the opening kickoff. 7-play, 76-yard drive. Helped immensely by the Hawkinson 40-yard catch to start the quarter off. And Houston finds himself down by double digits. Kickoff will be taken by Agnew 2 yards deep into the end zone. Finally run out of bounds at the Houston 32. So Joe Burrow, rookie quarterback, replaced Matt Ryan last week. Will lead the offense on their first possession of the 2nd half. Nick Chubb is the lone setback. Burrow back to pass. Fires near side for Chubb, and it's incomplete. Alex Mack, the veteran center, is hobbling off. That is not a good sign. Talking about injuries for Houston, wide receiver Cortland Sutton, shoulder injury, still going to be out probably the rest of the regular season. And then Chandler Jones dealing with a knee injury, and safety Malik Hooker with an ACL injury, probably miss the rest of the season. 2nd and 10, 12:06 left to play, 3rd quarter. I formation behind Burrow. Chubb, handoff, off tackle right, gets past the 35. Armstead pulls him down at the 39, brings up 3rd and 3. They'll empty out the backfield on 3rd and short. Cooks, Hamler, Pascal, and Agnew are the wide receivers. Gronkowski's the tight end. Burrow back to pass from the pistol. Over the middle for Pascal, it's incomplete. And Burrow is struggling out there. 7 bad passes today. And it brings up 4th and 3, time to punt. And I have a feeling the Orlando defense has begun to figure out Joe Burrow tonight. Good start, but then as the evening has progressed, he's had less and less time to set up, to throw, feel comfortable in that pocket. Logan Cook on to punt to Reed. Reed standing at about his own 22. This one's going to be a deep punt inside the 10. Reed gets to about the 14-yard line before being brought down. 11:15 to go. 3rd quarter. Orlando leads at 17-7. Struggled most of the first half, but then toward the mid to late second quarter, Orlando kind of began getting their steam, momentum going. Josh Allen brings out the offense. Edwards will be the lone setback. Screen pass complete to Edwards. He's got the first down, tackled by Smith. That's Edwards' first catch of the evening. Edwards leads the team, 103 carries, 597 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Officially over 600 yards rushing on that earlier rushing attempt on that previous drive. 3 wide receivers set now as Carson comes in. Allen from the pistol, looking, fires over to Lockett, but it's underneath. The ball bounces before it gets to him. Incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10. Ball's at the Orlando 25, just over 10 minutes to go here, third quarter. Important game in the Southern Division and Eastern Conference here. A win gets Orlando closer to clinching the division and a first-round bye in the playoffs. Second and 10. Allen in trouble. He's going to have to make a run for it. Finally brought down by Adams at the 29. Gain of 4 for Josh Allen. Brings up 3rd and 6. Allen not afraid to run with the ball. But when a quarterback starts to run, of course, being a coach, offensive coordinator, or thousands of fans supporting a team, your heart always goes up into your throat. So it brings up 3rd and 6. Ball at the Orlando 29. Empty backfield for Orlando. Allen has time. Completes the Lockett. Short of the first down. And Hill is heading back to the sideline. I think that's going to be it for him. He has been dealing with ankle issues the entire game. And he tosses his helmet over to the trainer. I think that's going to be it for him. Tough break for Taysom Hill. Mainly used at wide receiver today, and I think the ankle really limited him. We didn't get to see him do any of the jet sweeps or the stuff that he could do as a backup quarterback as well. You know, some of the plays that he could do as an emergency quarterback if needed. So it brings up 4th and 1, and Orlando will punt. Johnny Hecker punting to Agnew. Agnew's standing at about his own 30. Hecker gets away a nice punt. Agnew has to drift back to his 15. Agnew's got something. Agnew fumbles the ball. Picked up by Mayowa. Mayowa is going to, they're going to say he's down. They're going to say he's down. So the point of the fumble and the pickup by Mayowa is at the Houston 36. Boy, I tell you, if Agnew had not fumbled the ball, he had nothing but green field ahead of him. The ball will be marked at the Houston 36. 9:34 left to go, and Houston gets possession. Really kooky play there. Johnson in at running back. I formation behind Burrow. Johnson will get the ball off tackle left. I think he's stopped at the line. Nailed by Levante David, who's having an amazing game for Orlando. Also trying to get some recognition. We'll be having all-star selections here in just a couple of weeks to get his name on the Eastern Conference all-star ballot. Brings up 2nd and 10. Under 10 minutes left in the third quarter. 3 wide receivers set now for Joe Burrow. Johnson the lone setback. Burrow back to pass, has time, looking, and that ball is batted up by, guess who? Levante David. I think if you're going to have a player of the game, you got to consider Levante David and just the chaos he is causing there. for Joe Burrow today in this game. Burrow, 8 of 21 now for 78 yards. Brings up 3rd and 10. They'll empty out the backfield. Four wide receivers set for Houston. Man in motion. There's a flag on the play. Burrow completes the pass to Agnew. Gets stopped at the 45. Let's see what the result of the infraction was. And somewhat good news for Houston. That was encroachment on Orlando, but not enough for the first down. So somewhat of an interesting decision here for Romeo Cornell. He's going to decline the penalty. He's going to take the yardage. It's 4th and 1, and they're going to go for it here. They're down by 10, maybe a little too early, but again, Houston below 500. They're out of the playoffs heading into today, and a lot of building toward the future. Joe Burrow was drafted. They're definitely looking at the future. They put him in midway through the season, replacing veteran Matt Ryan. So they are going to go for it here, or at least they're lining up to go for it here. Chubb is the deep back. Man in motion. Chubb gets the first down and a little more. He's past midfield across the 45. Egoivan brings him down at the Orlando 40. So we've seen both coaches willing to gamble here, try to get him some momentum. So gain of 15 yards for Nick Chubb. 13 carries, 67 yards for the 3rd ranked rushing running back in the WFL. 8.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Houston trailing by 10. 3 wide receivers set for Joe Burrow and the Houston Roughnecks. Johnson the lone setback. Burrow with time. Back to pass. Fires. Looking for Agnew, but he's tripped up by the ball was tipped up in the air by Kirkpatrick. Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10 from the Orlando 40. Burrow back again. Has time. This time he's complete to Agnew at the 30. He's got the first down. Kirkpatrick gets the stop at the Orlando 26. We're nearing the halfway point of the 3rd quarter. And Houston has a potentially interesting drive here as they penetrate Orlando territory. Burrow lines up under center. Kelly in at center now. Remember, Mack went out with a rib injury of some sort. Play action to Johnson. Burrow with time, looking for Cooks, but it's incomplete. Humphrey breaking up the play there. Brings up 2nd and 10. This time Burrow will set up in the pistol. Johnson the lone setback. Draw play to Johnson. He's past the 25, past the 20. He's got a first down. Humphrey pulls him down at the Orlando 15. 1st and 10, Houston. Burrow from the pistol, back to pass, looking, connects with Gambler inside the 10. They have another first down. Finally brought down by Reed. Ball will be placed at the Orlando 5. 1st and goal, Houston. This game could get very interesting here, folks. Plenty of time left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Burrow lines up again in the pistol. Back to pass with plenty of protection. Completes the pass to Cook. Cook into the end zone. 10th play of the drive, and Burrow finds pay dirt with Cooks. Take a look at the replay again. Great timing between him and Cooks. And he's in for a touchdown. And we're a point after away from making this a 3-point ball game. Carlson with the kick. It's good. Orlando 17, Houston 14. 10-play drive, 64 yards, ends up taking off about 4 minutes and 13 seconds. Burrow, first touchdown pass of the night, completes it to Brandon Cooks. And Houston is not going away. Set to kick off from Carlson. It's a short one to Lockett inside the 5. He only manages to get to the 13. So bad field position for Orlando. Just over 5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Now Orlando has a task on their hands here. Carson the lone setback behind Allen. Allen on the day, 19 of 32, 254 yards. 3 wide receivers set for Orlando. Play action pass. Allen in trouble. He's going to make a run for it. Cross the 20. He's finally tripped up at the 22. He'll be a yard shy of the first down. Houston was bringing the heat on that play. Edwards will come in at running back. They need to pick up a yard. 2nd and 1. Man in motion. Handoff to Edwards. He picks up the first down. Give him a gain of 5. First down, Orlando. They'll stay with the I formation. Edwards and Neighbors are the running backs. Edwards gets the call. Off tackle left. He's past the 30. Tripped up by Adams at the 33. 3.5 minutes left to go, third quarter. Orlando on the day rushing 17 carries, 70 yards, averaging 4 yards a carry. Compare that with Houston, 17 attempts, 93 yards, 5.5 yards a carry. 2 tight end formation now for Orlando. Allen, back to pass. Fires, looking for Hawkinson, but he was double covered there. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 4. They'll empty out the backfield. 4 wide receivers set. Houston trying to force Orlando to punt here. Allen with time. Completes to Lockett. He's got a first down past the 40. Lockett brought down by Mullen at the Orlando 43. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. We got us an exciting Southern Division matchup here on Sunday Night Football. Back to a 3 wide receiver set. Carson is the lone setback. Play action. Allen with time. Looking deep for Lockett. But he's double covered. Incomplete. He was able to freeze the linebackers there, but Lockett was double covered. Orlando trying to get the big play here. For 2nd and 10, Allen will move to the shotgun. Back to pass. Got penalty flag on the play. Pass complete to Carson. Carson to midfield. Out to the 40 before being tackled. And Orlando players are clapping. They're happy with this. It's going to be encroachment on the defense, which head coach Brian Flores will decline. They'll keep the result of the play a 16-yard play, which moves them out to the Houston 41. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Orlando leading the game 17-14. Houston surprisingly staying close in this game. Edwards back into the game. I formation. off to Edwards. Edwards gets to the line of scrimmage, and then they'll give him credit for 2 yards. Brings up 2nd and 8. Edwards will stay in, but Orlando will shift to a 2 tight end formation. Allen back to pass. With time. Fires underneath to Hawkinson at the 30. It's a first down. 66 seconds left. 10th play of the drive coming up. Orlando able to sustain some long drives in this game. Really trying to wear out that Houston defense. 3 wide receivers set now. Allen will move to the shotgun. Back to pass. Looking for Jones. It's incomplete. Gladney nearly picked that one off. Clock will stop with 24 seconds. 2nd and 10. Ball at the Houston 30. From the gun. Allen looking. Completes to Metcalf at the 15. He's got a first down. And with that pass, Josh Allen crosses the 300-yard mark passing today. 23 of 39, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the 1 interception. And that, my friends, will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. So our score heading into the 4th quarter, Orlando 17, Houston 14. We get ready to head into the 4th quarter. Just a reminder, next week, ending week 11, got a good Metropolitan Division matchup for you. London Knights, Toronto Hitmen. That'll be our featured game next week in WFL 2021. A race to the playoffs enters the final month of the season. And all you baseball fans, the pennant races are deep into the middle of August. We'll be in Minnesota, Metropolitan Stadium, to see the Twins take on the White Sox from August 12th, 1967. That'll be our next replay there. Now, of course, you always can sign up to subscribe to our YouTube channel, so that way you get the notifications when new videos, live events are coming up. So, 3rd quarter statistics from our current game. The Apollos lead at 17-14. Close game. A lot closer, I think, than most people would have thought. So let's reset. Orlando has the ball, had a long drive from the end of the 3rd quarter. They now have the ball at the Houston 13. They benefited from, they got the ball after Houston scored a touchdown to bring the score to within 3. So it's 1st and 10, ball at the Houston 13. Carson the lone setback. Allen from the pistol. Play action. Allen back to pass. Fires to Metcalf inside the 10, touchdown. Touchdown to Metcalf. And Orlando about ready to open up a 10-point lead on Houston. Let's take a look at that play again. Metcalf had his man beat, and then last 5 yards just on cruise control. Elliott on to kick the point after. And it's good. Orlando leads at 24-14. A lengthy drive there, 12 play, 87 yards, 5 minutes, 20 seconds. Just needed the first play of the 4th quarter to get that touchdown. And for Josh Allen, 3 touchdowns on the day. He's thrown for 300 yards. He's definitely in the running here for player of the game. So Houston will get the ball back. Got the whole 4th quarter to play for here in this contest. Kickoff. Agnew takes it from the goal line. Gets it out to about the 34. And that's where Houston will begin their possession. Houston has hung tight with Orlando all night. Only trailing by 10 at the start of the 4th quarter. Chubb will be in at running back. He's in the I formation now. Chubb will get the handoff. He's going to sweep around the right end. He's past the 40. He's knocked out of bounds near the 45. They'll mark him at the 47. It's a first down. Chubb on the night, 14 carries, 80 yards. Last week in that game versus St. Louis, Chubb carried the ball 21 times for 208 yards and 1 touchdown. He'll get a quick rest. David Johnson will come into the game. Johnson will get the handoff straight up the middle, past midfield, past the 45, and finally brought down by Smith at the Orlando 41. So in 2 plays, Houston is already into Orlando territory, trying to keep that Orlando offense on the sideline for as long as possible. Johnson will stay in the game as the lone setback. Burrow will set up in the pistol formation. 3 wide receivers set. Burrow back to pass. He's being chased out of the pocket. Finally runs and brought down by Kirkpatrick. And one of those Houston wide receivers is hurt. Hamler is limping off the field. They're already shorthanded with Cortland Sutton being out with that shoulder injury, and now Hamler is limping off. And it looks like Danny Amendola will be coming in. Danny Amendola, number 80, will replace him at one of the wide receiver spots. He'll line up at the top of your screen. 2nd and 4. Johnson the lone setback. 3 wide receivers set. Burrow still in the pistol. Quick pitch to Johnson. He's trying to get around the right end there. Gets a gain of 3 yards before being dumped by Humphrey at the Orlando 32. Brings up 3rd and 1. Crucial 3rd down here for Houston. So they'll bring in the big package. The road graders. Chubb will line up in the eye. Need a yard. Man in motion. Chubb gets a handoff. He's going to go plowing into the right-hand side. Finds a big hole. Finally brought down near the 20-yard line. Havenstein's going to have to leave the game once again. The right tackle having some problems with some sore ribs there, and I don't think he's going to come back. They're already working on getting that helmet off and getting the jersey off to get to those shoulder pads. So 1st down for Houston. They'll mark the ball at the Orlando 21. Just over 12 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Heavy running game plan here for Houston up against the number 1 running game. Orlando averages usually about 150 yards a game against their opponents. As of right now, Houston has gained 138. Johnson will get the handoff. Off tackle right. He's met immediately at the line of scrimmage by Ugavoin. No gain. Ball will stay at the 21. Move to the 3 wide receiver set. Johnson the lone setback. Behind Burrow. Burrow from the pistol fires a screen to Johnson at the 25. He's to the 20, the 15, the 10. Finally brought down by Levante David at the 7. 1st and goal, Houston. A touchdown here could bring Houston within 3 points of Orlando. I can tell you, nobody seems to have left Energy Stadium. Despite a 4-5 record, a lot of fans showed up tonight, and they're sitting through a very exciting game tonight. Glad you also could be a part of it with us here. Chubb back in at running back. I formation. He's going to get the handoff. Off tackle left. Gets inside the 5. Right. Just before the goal line, brought to a stop. Cox stops him at the 1-yard line, makes the touchdown saving tackle. Chubb now, 16 carries, 97 yards. Getting closer to that 100-yard rushing day. Second and goal. 10.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. They'll bring in the bigs. Chubb. Inside the eye. Behind Penny. He'll get the handoff. He's touchdown number 10 for Nick Chubb. And Houston is not going away. Take a look at that play again. On the right side of that line, especially James Hurst, really plowing a hole through there for Nick Chubb. On the day, Chubb, 17 carries, 98 yards, and another touchdown. Leads the league in touchdowns with 10. Trying to make it a 3-point game. Carlson with a point after, and it is Orlando 24, Houston 21, 9:44 left to go in the fourth quarter. 9-play, 66-yard drive, taking up 5 minutes. Chubb scoring his second touchdown of the evening. Orlando's got their hands full. And it's a short kickoff to Reed. He's going to take off from the goal line. Finally brought down at the 32. So good starting field position for Orlando with 9:37 left to go in the fourth quarter. The I formation behind Josh Allen. Gus Edwards in at halfback. Edwards, pitch left. Looking for a hole. Oh, and he's brought down immediately there in the backfield. Loss of at least 4 yards. Onyemata read that one. They were keying Edwards there. We also have an injured player for Houston, Shelton, holding on to his wrist as he heads back to the sideline. Another injured player there for Houston. 2nd and 14, 9.5 minutes to go. Two tight end formation for Orlando. This seems to be a common formation they've used a lot tonight. A short pass near side to Hawkinson. It's incomplete. Way ahead of him there. Brings up 3rd and 14. So looking again at the third down conversions, as we did in the last quarter, Orlando 6 of 11 third downs, Houston 4 of 10. 3rd and 14 for Orlando. Houston fans on their feet, chanting defense. Four wide receivers set for Orlando. Man in motion. Allen with time, looking, throws, but I think there's pass interference there. King gets called for pass interference. That's the 6th called penalty on Houston tonight. Automatic first down. Ball will be placed at the Orlando 37, and they get a fresh set of downs. And if we write the reason why Houston loses, we can point to some failures there on defense and discipline when it comes to the coverage and the pass interference. I think that's about the 2nd time we've seen that tonight. Edwards back in at running back. I formation behind Allen. He'll get the handoff, off tackle left. He's met at the 40. Finally stops by Smith at the 42. Gain of 5 yards. Approaching the 9-minute mark of the fourth quarter. They'll stay with the I formation. Edwards again. Right side, pushes close to the 45. They'll mark him there. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 2. Third and 2 for Orlando, trying to keep the drive alive and bleed as much clock as possible. Carson will be in as the lone setback. Allen in the gun. 3 wide receivers set for Orlando. Allen back to pass, completes it to Lockett near the 50, and he's tackled by Ward. They'll mark him down at the Orlando 49, but that is a first down. First down Orlando, nearing the halfway mark of the fourth quarter. What a play there by Allen. 25 of 42, 323 yards for Allen. Edwards back in the game in the I formation. Allen calling the signals. Handoff, Edwards, off tackle left. He's met at the line. And I think Wilson did not give him an inch. Brings up 2nd and 10. They'll shift to the 2 tight end formation. Edwards the lone setback. Allen back to pass. Fires a screen over to Edwards. He's past the 45. The 40 finally brought down to rest at the Houston 37. First down, Orlando. 6:18 to go. Time is beginning to become a factor for Houston. Carson into the game to give Edwards a rest. He'll be the lone setback. Allen from the gun. 3 wide receivers set. Play action. Allen with time throws over the middle to Lockett. First down near the 25. And with that pass, Josh Allen, season high throwing, 348 yards this season. I have a feeling he's going to be in the running for Player of the Year, or at least for Offensive Player of the Year. And for the passing title. He's already first, and the quarterback rating had 113.3 heading into tonight's game. 5.5 minutes to go. Edwards back into the game. And if you're Orlando, do you start slowing things down? Handoff is to Carson. Carson in the game, and he gets nowhere. No gain. Orlando, under 5 minutes now, they're slowing things down. 2nd and 10. Both teams have their full complement of timeouts, plus we have the 2-minute warning. Still a little ways away. Carson will remain in at the running back. Allen shifts to the pistol. 3 wide receivers set. Allen back to pass. Looking over the middle. Completes it to Jones. First down at the 15. Finally stopped by King. Ball will be placed at the 15-yard line. First down, Orlando. So far on the night, Orlando has completed 28 first downs to Houston's 19. Carson will stay in the game at running back, trying to burn some more clock. 12th play of the drive. Carson past the 10, off tackle right, gets a gain of 9 yards before being tackled by Mayowa at the 6-yard line. 2nd and 1. Needs to get to the Houston 5 for a first down. 3:15 to go. And Houston's chances here are slowly beginning to evaporate. You wonder if and when Romeo Crennel, the Houston head coach, is going to use timeout here to try to save as much clock as possible. Really could use a turnover here. Houston needs to get the ball back, or at least hold Orlando to a field goal. Orlando will stay in the I formation. Carson, 11 carries, 49 carries tonight. He gets the call again. He's through the line. Touchdown. Carson with the touchdown, and that might be the final nail in the coffin, folks. Chris Carson, again, excellent blocking, finds the hole, able to race past the goal line. And Orlando's getting ready to go back to a 10-point lead. With the point after by Elliott, they lead at 31-21 with 2:28 left to go in the game. Carson, first touchdown of the night. The drive was 13 plays, 68 yards, 7 minutes, 9 seconds. And if you look at that time of possession, Orlando, 31 minutes, 20 seconds to Houston's 26-12. That's basically how you win a football game, is time of possession. So Houston has a tall order here. 2:28 to go, all timeouts. And you've got a rookie quarterback to try and lead the comeback. Let's see what happens. Can they make it happen? First, we're going to have the kickoff. Agnew is ready to return it, but this is going to go through the end zone. And Agnew will let it. Houston gets the ball at their 20, 1st and 10. Empty backfield for Joe Burrow. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Burrow trying to lead his team back. 10-point deficit. Pass play. 30 is complete. He's got a little room past the 35. And finally brought down by Reed at the Houston 38. They're going to try to get one more play off before the 2-minute warning. He hurries up to the line. Burrow gets the play off. There is a penalty flag, though. And it's going to be against Orlando, against the defense. There was a face mask against the defensive end, Stephon Tuitt. So we add 15 yards. So let's kind of clean up everything here. Ball will be placed at the Orlando 47. That brings up the 2-minute warning. We have 1:56 to go. And don't go anywhere, folks, because this is getting interesting. And again, taking a look at that playoff picture, Houston benefited by losses of Birmingham and Washington earlier today. They were not helped by New York. And also keep in mind, kind of going over here to our standings, and it's going to be kind of hard to see here, but if you go by conference record, New York has a better conference record. So if Houston were able to manufacture the comeback tonight, keep in mind New York has a 4-4 conference record. Houston would then have a 3-5 conference record. So it would be important Houston gets a win, but it may not affect the overall way things go as far as the playoff scenario. So again, we're getting to that time of year where you're looking at conference records, division records, strength of schedule, points for, points against differential. Get into all of that. So we're out of the 2-minute warning break. Joe Burrow on the day, 14-29, 148 yards, trying to lead a comeback here. Amendola in the game now. Man in motion. Burrow with time. Fires. Looking for Amendola, but the pass is incomplete. It's a high throw. Brings up 2nd and 10. 1:53 to go here in the ball game. Houston gaining some notice here tonight with the way they've hung in there for most of the ball game. Burrow from the pistol, back to pass, has plenty of protection. Oh, and he's looking for Pascal, and Reed breaks it up and almost makes the interception that would have done it. And again, Orlando had defeated Houston earlier this year, 42-16. And in this league, WFL, it's very difficult to beat a team twice. A lot of times you see teams split, 1-1. Very hard to do. Very familiar teams. You kind of know each other's strengths and weaknesses. Brings up 3rd and 10, down to 1:49. Houston needs to pick up the first down. Burrow from the pistol, looking, has time, looking for Agnew, incomplete. Agnew covered there by Levante David. David, again, would get one of my votes, at least, for defensive player of the game. He's been everywhere today. Brings up 4th and 10 for Houston. This could be the last gasp. Minute 45. They still have 3 timeouts left. And the ball is at the Orlando 47. So what happens here? 4 wide receivers. Burrow calling out the signals. Back to pass. Has somebody in front of him and completes the pass to Pascal. Even though he had a guy in his face. Completes the pass to Pascal at the 36. Reed brings him down at the Orlando 34. And Houston has new life, so they have to hurry up quickly. Burrow gets them to the line, calling out the play. Burrow is sacked. Oh, Justin Houston with the sack. Good penetration there by Orlando, and it will force Houston to burn one of their 3 timeouts. So timeout is called with a minute 12 left. Ball is at the Orlando 43. Houston trails 31-21. It's 2nd and 19. This time Gronkowski will line up in the slot. He has yet to catch a pass so far tonight. Burrow back to pass. Fires to Agnew at the 30. It is complete. Still short of the first down. They're going to have to hurry it up. Just over a minute left to go in this one. They hurry to the line. Amendola at the top. Burrow back to pass. Completes it to Agnew at the 28. Make it the 27. Brings up 4th and 3. Again, they have to hurry. Burrow directing traffic here. They need to get a score. Pick up the first down first. Oh, the pass is to Gronkowski, but it's short. He checked down to Gronkowski, but Gronkowski only gains a yard, and that will do it for Houston. The comeback will not happen for the rookie phenom, Joe Burrow. Ball's turned over to Orlando, who will have the ball at their 26, and it's kneel down time for Josh Allen and company. They will improve to 8-2. They have a 3-game lead over Tampa in the Southern Division. So 3-game lead with 4 games left. So they could be very close to clinching the Southern Division here in the next week or so. So Allen will just kneel down. And Houston will call a timeout. So Romeo Crennel hoping for some type of miracle. Maybe a fumble, maybe some kind of a weird play. I have seen it happen in Action PC football. I think I talked about that last week. I have to find that game. I have to go back and look in the archives to find that game, tell you about it. But I did see it happen one time where somebody fumbled. I don't know if it affected the outcome of a game, but I did see somebody fumble the victory formation kneel down. So, all right, 38 seconds left. Josh Allen will kneel down once again. And Romeo Crennel, again, not taking anything for granted, will use the last timeout. So, barring any weird freak of nature play, this will be the last play. Josh Allen, great night tonight. Will probably be the game MVP. 28 completions, 45 attempts, 359 yards. Good day for him. And another kneel down, and that will do it. Final score from Houston: Orlando 31, Houston 21, and as we expected, Josh Allen will be the game MVP. Again, Orlando improves to 8-2, 3-game lead in the Southern Division. They also are just a game behind London in the number 1, number 2 seeding overall in the Eastern Conference. So we head into the final month of the season. They say this is where the playoff teams are made, is the final month of the season. So don't forget, next week, speaking of playoff-bound teams, we've got 2 teams that will definitely feature in the playoffs. The London Knights, best team, best record in the WFL. paying a visit to their Metropolitan Division rival, the Toronto Hitmen, at 7-3. Good quarterback matchup there. Russell Wilson versus rookie Justin Herbert. So that'll be our game coming up in Week 11. I'm Glenn Walker. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Sunday Night Football. You've been watching this feature presentation of the Replay Sports Channel, home for great games. Have a great night.